Federal Cabinet meeting underway chaired by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif to review Pakistan's economic situation and key national challenges, including briefing on Islamabad's mediation efforts in the US-Iran conflict.
US President Donald Trump signals he may reject new proposals from Iran, opposing a plan to reopen the Strait of Hormuz first and delay nuclear talks. US media says back-channel diplomacy continues, with the next few days seen as critical.
Iran says the US can no longer dictate terms to independent nations. Defense spokesman Razat Tlaibek says Washington must abandon what Tehran calls illegal and unreasonable demands.
The White House says it will not be rushed into a ceasefire deal with Iran as talks continue, stressing any agreement must safeguard US security and prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons.
UAE quits OPEC and the wider OPEC Plus alliance, dealing a major blow to the Saudi-led oil bloc. The move follows mounting disruption in the Strait of Hormuz and growing strain on Gulf exports.
Iran condemns US vessel seizures as piracy, with Iran's UN envoy Amir Saidarvani sending protest letter warnings actions undermine international law and escalate tensions.
The war on Iran has disrupted key maritime routes, with hundreds of ships now diverting through the Panama Canal as the Strait of Hormuz remains effectively closed, according to Panama Canal Authority.
Brent crude holds above $110 as the Strait of Hormuz disruption chokes nearly 20% of global supply, with US President Donald Trump confirming stalled Iran talks and blockade pressure tightening markets.
Pakistan's UN envoy has told the Security Council that the root cause of instability in the Middle East is the unresolved issue of Palestine and continued occupation of Arab lands. He said lasting peace depends on a two-state solution and reaffirmed Pakistan's support for the Palestinian people.
Arab leaders in an emergency Gulf Cooperation Council meeting chaired by Mohammed bin Salman condemn Iranian attacks, affirm self-defense under the UN Charter, demand restoration of the Strait of Hormuz, reject trade restrictions, and call for diplomacy to ensure stable energy supplies.
Pakistan has voiced concerns over alleged cross-border terrorism links involving India, citing new findings and saying the issue reflects a broader pattern of regional security tensions.
Outrage peaks as India's so-called purification drive strips over 9 million citizens of their right to vote in West Bengal. Critics are calling it a political genocide, exposing the Modi regime of using mass deprivation to silence the minority voice.
India's reckless new normal doctrine stands exposed as a direct threat to global security. While the world dumps New Delhi's claims on Kashmir, Pakistan's demand for a probe into the Pahalgam conspiracy gains massive global momentum.
Indian airlines are facing severe financial strain amid soaring fuel costs driven by Middle East tensions and airspace restrictions. The pressure has exposed the reality of Modi's shining India and deep vulnerabilities in the aviation sector.
Pakistan expands economic outreach in Africa, with exports to Kenya rising 32% to $319.9 million in fiscal year 2025-26, expanding ties with Ethiopia and pushing Made in Pakistan branding across key sectors.
Pakistan secures UNESCO tentative list status for Kailash valleys in Hindu Kush, highlighting 140 cultural sites, while advancing heritage efforts and promoting religious harmony.
U.S. Department of State plans limited edition passports featuring President Donald Trump ahead of 250th Independence Anniversary as government extends presidential branding across currency and public programs.
Lebanon's Prime Minister Nawaf Salam accuses Israel of a war crime after an airstrike kills at least 5 people in Majdal zone, including paramedics responding to an earlier strike and vows to raise the issue internationally.
European Union considers tighter conditions on €90 billion Ukraine package, raising concerns over economic strain as €8.4 billion in assistance faces conditional disbursement.
Multan Sultans take on Hyderabad Kingsmen today in a high-stakes PSL eliminator in Lahore, as crowd returns and fans gather in large numbers for a decisive knockout match.
FIFA raises World Cup 2026 payouts to $871 million, citing commercial gains with higher preparation and qualification payments for 48 teams in expanded tournament.
A major auction is set to draw global attention, featuring Medici royal artifacts alongside iconic items linked to Michael Jackson, Marilyn Monroe, and Lady Gaga, including historic jewels and pop memorabilia. The online sale takes place on May 2nd.
And China showcases digital transformation with a 3,333 drone light show in Fuzhou as the 9th Digital China Summit highlights artificial intelligence and integration of technology with urban culture.